This is some of the worst of the tornado's damage, and I spoke with the family that was in this home when that tornado hit, and now they're mourning the loss of 14-year-old Elliot Arizaga Hernandez. Desmond Ray's family tell me they have no idea what happened the night their son died, and now they're asking law enforcement for an explanation, and they want to know why they haven't been given one sooner. Under these new CDC guidelines, it's still recommended to wear your mask in crowded indoor settings, like if you're traveling on a bus or a plane. Well, I'm here just off of Helena Road, and there is a lot of damage in this area. To my right here, we can see massive trees that have toppled over in this area. Now walk with me this way. I can show you guys some power lines, one of several down in this area. When you go through the drive-through, you'll be given a specimen bag like this, and you'll actually do the testing yourself. You'll take a swab out, run it through each nostril a couple times, and with the rain we've gotten over the last week, they're already seeing damage done to their walkways.
Does this news give you hope that we could be returning to normal?
The goal of deploying the National Guard is to get vaccines in the arms of people that may not have access or the same options bigger cities offer. This is what families are left with. This home destroyed, 2 cars completely ruined. The people I spoke with tell me they're lucky to be alive, but the weeks and months ahead are filled with uncertainty. This is not how Gloria Dodd thought she'd be spending her 71st birthday.
Only thing I can say, well, God, you know me. You know I'm your child. Take care of my family. I can remember it to this day. It was just something I never want to go through.
Dodd says she's still shaken, but had to come back home to salvage what she could.
I just lost a brother in October, and we did find one of his pictures.
Just down the road is the Mangum family.
You work all your life to have what you got, and 5 seconds it's gone. It's amazing.
Mark Mangum lost his workshop, his barn, livestock, and vehicles. His family hunkered down in their storm shelter, waiting for the tornado.
But as it went over, it went right over the top of us, and it tore those vents off the top, and so dirt started coming in.
When it came over, it's like a vacuum, like vibrating, and then it's like a bomb went off and all the stuff blew over.
Now, as dozens across the state are rebuilding,
Keep on going. You can't give up.
Life is not always promised to you the next day or the next hour.
it's the things you can't replace
Glad we're alive.
that are getting them through. Every family I've talked to tells me they've been overwhelmed with the kindness of neighbors and strangers alike looking to help. If you're watching this at home wondering how you can help the families here in Calhoun County, go to CBS42.com. In Wellington, I'm Malique Rankin, CBS 42 News, local coverage you can count on. Good evening. I'm here at Hudson K through 8, and the crossing guard for the school tells me students had just crossed the street and then ran back across the street when gunfire erupted in this area. And after another violent week in Birmingham, residents are pleading for change. Drusilla Royal says she hopes sheltering children from gunfire doesn't become a part of her job.
They were trembling as they held on to my leg.
Hudson K through 8 is across the street from where the shootout took place. Royal describes hearing the gunfire erupt.
Multiple, too numerous to count at that point because you're frightened.
At least 3 people were transported to the hospital with gunshot wounds.
When our officer arrived, they encountered a full-fledged shootout between 2 groups of males.
Multiple rounds were fired in 3 different locations in the Collegeville area. After a foot chase, a suspect was taken into custody. A 2-block perimeter was set up as police continue to search for a second suspect.
Right now we know we have 1 suspect at large. When the officer got here, the other individuals possibly fled the scene.
For the Collegeville community, they're worried for their children's safety.
It's dangerous that our children are in the area having to go through this.
Birmingham police are asking anyone with information to call Crime Stoppers at 205-254-7777. I asked police if residents in this area need to be concerned for their safety with the suspect at large, and police said with the heavy presence police had in this area previously, there was no concern, but officers have since cleared the scene. Live in Collegeville, I'm Malique Rankin, CBS 42 News, local coverage you can count on. Savage's Bakery is co-owned by a father and daughter, and now 7-year-old Liza is behind the counter. I spoke with her on the impact each cup of lemonade sold has on her week ahead. Liza Scott starts her day by prepping the product.
And then we mix it.
And at Liza's lemonade stand, she offers more than just a cold drink to quench your thirst.
Got cookies, decorating stuff, candy canes.
Running your own business can be tough in a pandemic, but for little Liza, it's life or death.
She has 3 cerebral malformations. One is what they call a schizencephaly, so it's a cleft in the frontal lobe on the right side of her brain that they believe is causing most of the seizures.
Elizabeth Scott says her daughter started having seizures less than a month ago.
Our world has been turned upside down very quickly.
In 1 week, the two will fly out to Boston Children's Hospital for the first of a series of brain surgeries.
I can't handle it. So I hope I make it, and my mom keeps saying I'm going to, but I feel like I'm not.
Liza's mom says she's still processing this reality and leaning on her faith to get her through it.
You know, in the moments when I feel like I can't breathe or awake in the night and I can't sleep, I pray. I'm on my hands and knees, literally praying.
All of the money from Liza's lemonade stand will help cover medical costs. The Homewood community wasted no time in showing their support. While we were shooting interviews, a customer read Liza's story and immediately pulled out his wallet.
Thank you. $100.
She's very sweet. I can tell, but I want to help.
Scott has gotten additional insurance to help cover the medical bills, but with travel and hotel costs, this surgery is already upwards of $10,000 out of pocket.
And as a single mom, I'm the financial supporter of both my children, so this is not something you can budget for.
When life hands you lemons.
She makes amazing lemonade.
Liza's closing up shop now, but she'll be back first thing tomorrow morning and next week before she heads to Boston for her surgery. In Homewood, I'm Malique Rankin, CBS 42 News, local coverage you can count on.